everyone, it's your boy Kamal here and you are watching Jugaad PY. From today's video, we will be starting Python tutorials, and in today's video, we will discuss variables in Python. So first of all, what are variables and why do we need them? Like, they are very crucial part of any programming language, but what are they? Like, you can imagine a variable to be like a box, you can say. It is a box which stores any value, and definitely this box has a name of it. In maths, you do kind of thing like let x is equals to 100. You can do the same in Python, like you can do x is equals to 100, and it is exactly the same. And after storing any value in any variable, you can like perform any basic operation to it. Like you can add from it, like if you add to it, you can subtract from it, you can multiply with it. It just acts all like a regular number, right? So, and one cool thing about Python is that you just write name of the box and put the value inside the box, and you don't need to tell Python that what kind of value is to be stored in the box. And even if you change the type of the value to be stored in the box, the Python automatically understands and change the properties of the box. Like here you can see that we stored a number into x. Like if you're coming from another programming language's background, maybe from C, C++ or Java, you know that we have a thing that we do, while storing any number into any variable, we specify that it is an integer. We write int a or int x, in suppose in this case to be int x is equals to 100. But here you don't need to do int x. Like you just do x is equals to 100 and it automatically assigns integer properties to it. Like you can check it by typing type type of x, and it returns it returns class int. It tells us that Python automatically understands that you are storing an integer into x, and suppose now you change the value of x to 100.01. Now if you check the value of x, it would say float, because now it understands that you are storing a decimal value inside x. Now you can also store string values or any strings by same way. Just like you can just type x is equals to like hello, and it is a string. Now if you check its type, you get string str. And one cool thing about Python is it has a feature known as variable unpacking. Like if you're coming from a C, C++ or Java or any programming language's background, then you know that there might be some conditions when you need to swap the values. Now for beginners, let me tell you what swapping the value is. Like you have a value A, you have a value 5 in A, and you have a value 10 in B, but you need to change the value of A to be 10 and you need to change the value of B to be 5. Like you need to interchange the value of A into B, and you need to interchange the value of B into A. So how unpacking of variables helps in that is, like you just write A comma B equals to B comma A. Now what Python here will do is it will first unpack the values on the left hand side. Like it will take the first value as B and take the second value as A, and what it will do is put the first value in the first variable written to the right hand side. Like A, it puts the value of B in A and it puts the value of A in B without taking any extra variable or using any operator like you are used to do in other programming languages. Now why I discussed types of variables here is as Python automatically does that, but why you need to know is because sometimes, not sometimes, most of the times when you are coding, you will need to take a user input. like you can't just have all the variables given the values by you. Don't it? Like if you, suppose you could need to enter the name, you could need to enter the salary, or anything in your programming according to the need. So what you will do is today, to take the user input, first of all let me show you the swapping. Okay, because a and b are not defined well, that's great, because a is equals to 5, b is equals to 10, and now if you do this and see, a was 5, but if you print a it gives 10, and if you print b it gives 5. So yeah, moving on. So we were discussing about if you need to take a user input, right? So what we will do, like all you need to do is just suppose you need always when you take an input from a user, we know that we store it in a variable. So exactly that is what we will do. We will take a variable x and write input, and inside the input we need to write any message. You need to tell it, like in the cases you would need to tell the user that hey, you are, and this value which you are entering is going in this variable, or this is for this purpose, or this is for that purpose, because maybe you need to get multiple values from variables. So it is quite handy, and like it's a good thing. Enter value for x. See, it gives us a prompt, enter value of x, and we need to enter some value. We entered 5. Note that this message right here is totally optional. You can just do x and just write 5 over here. Now, but we have entered the value as 5, but there is a catch. Like Python automatically converts the value which we enter into any variable into its specified type, but when you take a user input it is always string. So you need to convert it. Like let me show you. Now if you print x, it will print the string version of x, but not 5. It will give the string 5. Like if you do x plus 1, it will show you an error that you cannot add 1 to a string. So what you need to do to fix it is, like while you are taking any input from user, you just write the type of it. Like here we need integer type input from the user, so we write integer out of this. Like it takes the value as string, then it converts it into integer, then it passes it into x. Like now if we enter 5, and if we do x plus 1, it returns 6. So it works, right? So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and like button.